Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. We are back and better than ever. And today we are continuing our exploration into the equations of straight lines. Here comes part two right at you. Let's get to it, shall we? So we're going to find some equations of lines now that pass through a particular point, okay? So the way that we will do that, well, find the equation of the line which passes through the points negative 1, 5, and 2, 3. So we need to find the slope. And remember, the slope of a line is given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? So in this case, we are going to say that that equals the second y2 here, 3 minus 5. So that's 3 minus 5 over 2 minus a negative 1, the difference of the x terms. So that's 2 minus a negative 1, which is equal to negative 2 over 3. Okay? And now we can use the same formula for slope. We can just drop the 2's and the 1's. We use the 2's and the 1's because we had two different ordered pairs to deal with. But now that we know what the slope is, that's true for any point on the line. So I can say y minus, I'll just go with the y1 to differentiate between the two here, over x minus x1. We need that to be equal to negative 2/3. Okay? And then I can pick either point to substitute in for x1 and y1. I think I'm going to pick the 2, 3 just because there's no negatives involved. So I'm going to replace the 3, I'm going to replace y1 with 3. So this becomes y minus 3 over x. And I'm going to replace the x1 with 2. So that would be x minus 2 is equal to negative 2 over 3. And then all I have to do to get the equation of the line in general form is to cross multiply. So I'm going to take 3 times y minus 3. So 3 times y minus 3. And set that equal to the negative 2 here times x minus 2. And then I just have to simplify a little bit. Distributing the 3 through, 3 times y is 3y. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And that's equal to negative 2 times x, negative 2 times negative 2. So negative 2x, and negative times a negative is a positive, plus 4. So to get it in general form, ax plus by equals c. I could add 2x and then add 9, but actually I want to get it in the form of y equals mx plus b so we can graph it and see what it looks like. So that means I need to solve for y. So I'm just going to go ahead and add 9 to both sides. And then I have 3y equals negative 2x plus 13. And then if I divide both sides by 3, need a little more room here. Divide both sides by 3, so that means everything is divided by 3. I get some kapow action here, and y equals negative 2/3 x, and I'll just leave it as 13/3. And just so we can see what that line looks like, I fired up my graphing calculator. So now I'm going to graph our function, which was negative 2/3 x plus 13/3, and if I've done my algebra correctly, it's going to go right through the points 2, 3, negative 1, 5, and it certainly does that. So let's get a picture of that for your notes. And there we have it. We have negative 1, 5, 2, 3, a line that goes through these 2 points. We found the equation of that line. So there we go. All right, one more example and I will shut up. Find the gradient of the line 2x plus 5y equals 17. Well, that's easy enough, isn't it? All I need to do is get it in the form y equals mx plus b. Because if I get it in that form, the coefficient of the x term is indeed the gradient, which of course we also call slope. So I'm going to say, all right, 2x plus 5y equals 17. I'll subtract 2x from both sides. So I get 5y is equal to, can't combine these, so this just becomes negative 2x plus 17. And so divide everything by 5. And I get y equals negative 2/5 x plus 17/5. Okay, and so we say our slope then is negative 2/5 because it is in the coefficient of the x term as we have in our standard form. So let's graph that too. So that's negative 2/5 x plus, I forgot it, 17/5. There we go, and we'll just measure that and go to here, menu, geometry, measurement, slope, and I just click on the line and it gives it to me, negative 0.4, and of course negative 2/5 changed to a decimal is negative 0.4. And then we got a picture of that for you right here. And you can see that the slope of the line is indeed, we verified it here with our calculator, it is indeed negative 2/5 because negative 2/5 is indeed equal to negative 0.4. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Let's get back to ELO, Sweet Talking Woman, on our way out. I don't know what I'm going to go do. Got to get back to you, mathematics. And with that, I am